People ask me all the time, why do you choose the hotel business? Why do you do this? Life sucks. Listen, I love my life. I don't mean that, but I don't care who you are. You could be the richest person. You could be living paycheck to paycheck. There are strains in life. There are health issues. There are marriage issues. There are children. There's war. There's political. There's the world. Listen, you can't even turn on the TV without hearing 10 news lines that are just terrible today. Life is hard. To me, what is amazing and the greatest gift ever in the hotel business, and why I think what we do for humankind is more noble than being a doctor or a lawyer or a police officer. What we do is so special because we give people the opportunity to take a break. Take a break. Forget about the bills. Forget about the doctor's appointment. Forget about your children's report card. Forget about it all and take a break. And when you take that break, you can go to the mountain and hike, or you can go to the spa, or you can go to a restaurant and try something for the first time and just fully engage in that. And that is a really, really cool thing.
It's very hard to do. And I love that you kind of bring this up because it reminds me of a time I went to this amazing, huge resort down in Mexico. And I had a blast. Like I absolutely loved it. But at the same point, it was so big and there's so many things going on and overstimulation, which is kind of funny living in New York City. We're overstimulated all the time. But I was wanting that relaxing vacation. And it was one of those things where you never felt like you could actually slow down there. But the experience I wanted wasn't the one I got. I still enjoyed hell out of myself, but it wasn't the experience I wanted. And travel is such experiences, especially travel experiences, are some of your most cognitive. You feel it. You remember the feel, the space, the smell, the experience, right? And that's what you're creating. And you brought up the insider thing, right? One of the things I love about living in New York City is when people come and they ask me for recommendations is like giving them a really cool little bar, like it's a dive bar that no one really know about, and they go and like, that was the most fun I had, right? Or you send them to a restaurant like, hey, I know this is not like the one you see in all the guides, you can go away for that, but if you want the best Italian, go here. When they come back to you and say, what a recommendation. It is the absolute best feeling in the world. And so to be able to like create a whole hospitality stay around that, especially being able to then serve the community back and drive business to them and then vice versa. This is again, that frictionless, what we're building together with Invisible Hospitality is going to be so cool because you can have all that. And it's not just, I booked, oh, let's go to TripAdvisor. What's the 10 best things and be with everybody else. You still have those big things, right? Like I do it all the time. If you're coming to New York City, you haven't been here and you have to choose between Top of the Rock, Empire State, or the Summit or whatever. I'm always like Top of the Rock's number one, right? But guess what? I've been up there 4 times. I'm not going with you again, right? Like go up there, I'll meet you after. So you still got to have those big things, but those smaller markets, those local things, it's such a unique, cool thing to be able to like go to that out of the way bar. Some of my favorite experiences are like the most hole in the wall places. I was in Barcelona, walking back from the beach. I was studying there for 2 weeks by myself. Well, the first week I had some other classmates, but the second week, all my classmates went back to a different class. And so I had a second week there by myself. And so I was walking back from the beach one night and I just stumbled by this little hole in the wall restaurant. And I looked around and it was late and all the other restaurants were empty. And this one had people there. And I was like, well, if people are here, it's because they're locals and they know this is a good spot. So I went and sat down, got the last table. Lady came up to me and she's like, what do you want? I was like, what are you known for? She's like, our paella. Like, all right. I was like, look at the menu. She's like, no, I got you. Like, I'm gonna mix something special for you. Okay. So it brought out this big thing of paella and a beer and then came out with like an aperitif afterwards. And it was like one of the best experiences. I remember starring it on my map. I was like, I got to tell people about this. I was actually telling some of the people that went to school there about this spot. Like, oh yeah, that place is known for blah, blah. I was like, why would no one say that? When I asked you where I should go to eat, like there's all these other places. Oh, we just never think of it because it's such a hole in the wall. And I was like, that is exactly why I loved it.
Right. When you think about hospitality, it's bringing someone into your home and sharing with them, right? That's what it's about. And again, I love big cities. Don't get me wrong. But so much of the beginning of my career was New York, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, Miami, all of these, Vegas, the biggest, right? All of these places, when I was in graduate, who would have thought that some of the best food I've ever eaten in the country is in a place like Oxford, Mississippi, or visiting Iowa City, Iowa, or Lincoln, Nebraska, or some of these small towns, or even the towns, Hideaway Inns, our first group of hotels is all between Maine and the Jersey Shore. A lot of reasons geographically why we're doing that. But there are so many cool towns that most people don't even know about. There are so many great restaurants. There are so many great hospitality experiences. There are so many amazing pieces of art or artists or, parts of nature or things that you just don't know exist. While I have certainly flown my fair share of miles like you over the days, get in your car, get in, explore, see something new, see something different. And that's really what travel is about.
But it's different, right? Again, you have to have the mentality to seek experiences.
Experience seekers.
And we tie it all back together.